altogether, the ones that they just did their regular meeting. Yeah, I thought I sent them. It got set back again. Okay, no, I didn't know that. I had a meeting with, oh, really?
So much money. It's the reason I sold my company and got it. That's not just any house you do. Yeah, we just took it straight up in the air. Back down where it was. And viewed the replacement logs. And then, because we were federal aid, so upside down.
I guess we're ready to begin. Welcome everyone to the Thursday, November 6th, 2025 Subdivision and Utility Advisory Committee. I'll call the meeting to order and ask for the opening announcements.
Before we begin the agenda, the Wichita-Sedgwick County Metropolitan Area Planning Commission would like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone to this public hearing. Copies of the agenda for today's meeting, the public hearing procedure, and Planning Department staff reports on all agenda items are available on the counter in the lobby. The Planning Commission's bylaws limit the applicant of a subdivision application and his or her representatives to a total of 10 minutes of speaking time at the start of the hearing on that item, plus up to 2 minutes at the conclusion of that hearing. All other persons wishing to speak on agenda items are limited to 3 minutes per person. However, if they feel that it is needed and justified, the commission may extend these times by a majority vote. All speakers are requested to state his or her name and address for the record when beginning to speak. When you are finished speaking, please share your name, address, and the case number on the sheet provided in the room. This will enable staff to notify you if there are any additional proceedings concerning that item. All speakers at the podium, please remove your face mask before speaking into the microphone.
Could we have the roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Bill Johnson.
Present.
Tony Zimbelman.
Here.
Bob Duell.
Here.
Jocelyn Klotz. Here. Doug High. Here. Leon Mader.
Here.
And John Williams Bay appears to be absent, so I show 6 members present. Oh, he's
walking
just
in right
walking in. So John Williams Bay is here for the record. So we have all 7 members present. Just a quick announcement, we had some last-minute technical difficulties that are never appropriate or on time. So the TV screens are not operational today, so the only display will be up front.
Okay. One announcement before we get started here today. There was a agenda item number 8 added late, and then it became deferred to 11/20/25 subdivision committee meeting. So even though it might say we have an agenda item 8, we will not have it today. We'll have it the next time. So with that, let's go into our first subdivision case, which is subdivision 2025-38. This one has been deferred a few times, but it says from August 7th, 25. It's a one-step final plat for the EMA addition located on the east side of North Broadway Avenue, 1/3 mile north of K235. It's in the city. Do we have a staff report, please?
Morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff, here to review the EMA addition. If you go to the plat, please. This is a one-step final plat for a 4-lot industrial plat. The applicant indicated that they will be requesting annexation into the city. There are no waivers requested to go through staff comments. Item A, City Public Works and Utilities. Comments regarding connection and fees and request additional easement. Item B, I did get confirmation that the city stormwater management has approved the drainage plan. Item C, standard comment regarding hydrants. Item D, traffic engineering has worked with the agent and has approved the openings and access controls. Item E, standard comment regarding irrigation wells. Item F, planning approves of the plat. Item G, County Public Works request coordinate with City of Wichita traffic. Item H, I did get approval from County Stormwater Management that they have approved the drainage plan. Item I, County Surveying, just some text changes. And item J, Evergy will not need to request any additional easements. So with that, I stand for questions.
Okay. Questions from the commission members? Questions from the advisory board? Okay, thank you. Call on the applicant or agent. You'll have 10 minutes. Please state your name and address.
Kim Edgington, PSC Consulting. I promise I won't take 10 minutes. We are in agreement with staff comments. Regarding the annexation, we are asking to hold off on the annexation until after the plat is recorded, just for the simplicity of having a simple legal description to include in the annexation rather than a meets and bounds.
Okay.
Stand for any questions.
Are there questions for the agent? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone here from the public who would like to speak on this? Okay, we'll bring it back to the commission members.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve per staff comments.
Second.
Okay, who did the second? I'm sorry. Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Johnson and a second by Commissioner High. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 7-0. All right, our next item will be Subdivision 2025-47. This was deferred from October 2nd meeting. It's a one-step final plat called the Bender Steel Edition, located in the northeast corner of East 117th Street North and North 143rd Street East. It's in the county. Can we have the staff report, please?
Morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff here to present Bender Steel Edition. If you could go to plat, please. This is a one-lot residential and a one-lot commercial subdivision in the county. There also is a protective overlay associated with this subdivision. There is one waiver requested by the applicant, and that is lot to depth ratio for lots 1 and 2. Go through staff comments. Item A, MABCD. This is within Harvey County Rural Water District number 1. So if applicable, request connection and soils test needed and a memo is needed. Item B, County Stormwater Management. Drainage plan has been submitted and approved. Item C, County Fire Standard Comment regarding Service Drive Code Compliance. Item D, County Public Works states all controls approved except for all access points along 143rd Street shall be defined. And item E, planning, some text changes and additions needed. Item F, county survey, no comment. Item E, the plat is not served by Evergy. And item H, Butler Electric Co-op, requesting easement along the existing buried electric line servicing the building on lot 2. And with that, I will stand for questions.
Okay. Questions for staff? Anyone? Okay, thank you. Applicant or agent, please come forward. You'll have 10 minutes. State your name and address, please.
Good morning, I'm Dan Garber with Garber Surveying Service, 544 West Douglas here in Wichita. This is a plat that has been in the process for quite a while. The reason for the 2 long, narrow lots is that that's the way they were acquired by meets and bounds descriptions, and they're in 2 different ownerships. I just want to be clear that there's a house in the north end of lot 1 that has a circle driveway, so there's 2 openings there. And then at this easement, is the driveway that comes back to the manufacturing building. And then there's another existing entrance south of there. And then we're coming north 660 feet from the section corner to an opening. So we've defined all of those. I just want to make sure everybody knows there's 5 entrances, not 3, as was in some of the staff comments. Otherwise, we're in agreement with all staff comments and would stand for any questions.
Okay, questions from commission members? County Public Works, are you okay with the change he just?
Yeah, we were aware of the existing circle drive on that old farmhouse and the business up there, so we're okay with those.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you. Anyone from the public wish to speak on this? Seeing none, I will make a motion that we approve this per staff comments and the waiver.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Zimbelman, a second by Commissioner Williams-Bay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Moving on to subdivision 2025-58. Preliminary plat, 21st West Edition, located at southeast corner of West 21st Street North and North 151st Street West. It's in the city. Can we have the staff report, please?
Good morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff here to represent the 21st Street West Edition. If you recall, a couple of meetings ago, there was a sketch plat that was submitted, and that was for the subdivision, and that included roughly around 400 lots. So this is the first section or the first phase of that development preliminary plat. This is a preliminary plat for a 277 lot residential subdivision. Annexation petition has been requested to be annexed in the city of Wichita. There are 3 waivers requested by the applicant. One is lot to death ratio for lot 5, block A, block 8 and 7, block D. Waiver from requirement to provide a substreet to the unplatted property to the south. The property to the south is unplatted, but there was a conditional use for, I believe, sand excavating or rock excavating, so that's an incompatible use with this subdivision. Item 3, request a waiver to allow block lengths in excess of 1,300 feet for block A, B, C, D, and E. Go through staff comments. Item A, Public Works and Utilities. Fees are due. Some comments regarding utility connections and request additional easement. Item B, drainage concept plan was submitted and approved by City Stormwater. Item C, City Fire regarding hydrant locations and the need for access for subdivision over 30 units. Item D, traffic engineering approves and requests traffic calming elements. Item E, County Public Works approves of the access controls dedications and states paving of 151st Street shall be completed to the entrance of Willoughby Street, and requests that traffic signal be added at 151st and 21st, and states a left turn lane at the entrance of Snook Street and St. Teresa Street shall be constructed. Item E, standard environmental health comment regarding irrigation wells. Item G, planning. This is the Wichita Bicycle Master Plan, recommends a bike pedestrian shared use path running through this property. So it is standard practice to request a 20-foot wide access easement for that path future. And additional text changes are needed. Item H, GIS approves of street names. Item I, county survey and comment at time of final plat. And item J, Evergy, this is not served by Evergy. And I did send out an email that was forwarded to me regarding someone in the resident in the neighborhood. So if you could take time to read through that, he was unable to attend the meeting. So I told him that I would print the email out for your review and consideration.
Okay. Any questions for staff? I think there are some questions, that probably most of them going to go to the agent, so. We will call the agent, applicant or agent forward, please. You will have 10 minutes. Please state your name and address.
Chris Rose, agent for the applicant, 315 Ellis, Wichita, Kansas, 67211. The applicant agrees with staff comments except for a few items. One of the items is E on the county public works. We just want the ability to work with the county between now and the final plat. It is a preliminary plat. We've been talking a little bit this week. We just want to continue the conversation, mainly the paving of 151st Street and that traffic signal. We want to discuss more with the public works. The item that the applicant does not agree with is the item G, 1 and 2, I guess, the bike path. In this case, I think you've heard a lot of different arguments over the years. A lot of it's the unknown of that bike path, how it's going to look, how it's going to be built, where it's going to be built. But in this scenario, can I go to the next page? The other side of the plot. So if you look at this, and to the south here is Blackstone addition that's already been built. Sidewalk's already there. There's already a street and a sidewalk all the way down to 13th Street. And then you look at our street layout. Sorry about that. If you look at our street layout, you know, it's the perfect, we're going to do a sidewalk all the way along here, all the way along here, all the way down. So there's going to be a sidewalk from 21st Street to 13th Street. Basically,
Because of the, sorry to interrupt, we have a laptop with the projector, so everything you're trying to do on the mouse up there is not on the screen, so you might need to describe the streets
oh,
the sidewalk are going to be on. Like, yeah,
Oh,
we're
gosh.
projecting via laptop.
is that Obsidian? Westport, Obsidian, and all the way up to Bella Vista, Blackstone Street, all the way up to Santa Teresa, which is the entrance to the hospital up to the north. But if you look at that, it kind of follows the creek. It kind of follows what the master bike plan says, except for the master bike plan is in the creek area. So we feel that this sidewalk and this street completes that mile that probably doesn't need to have another bike path, something that is created in a floodplain area with trees and the liability and some of that. With that, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
So are you asking staff to eliminate 1 and 2 under their comments?
Well, I'm asking you to probably not, I'm asking you to approve it without those two. I don't think staff would probably remove it because it's probably based on their policy.
Philip, do you have any comment on the bicycles?
In Scott's absence, but if I were to put my Scott hat on, I would say he would probably advocate that they stay in, just from, you know, we have a plan and we'd like to have plans implemented. As for how he feels, or how we as a department would feel with the sidewalk, I don't know enough and have enough experience with what would constitute an acceptable replacement. I hear what the agent is saying of they're still providing a connection. I think there could be an argument of like, is it a standard size sidewalk? Is there going to be wayfinding to have people know that this is the connection? I don't know enough about the bicycle and pedestrian master plan to know what would be an acceptable alternative. And unfortunately, Scott was not able to make it today.
Okay. Also under the waivers, number 2 and 3, are you okay with those or?
Yeah, we do not want to connect to the south property. There's some issues there. I know our site has some floodplain on there, quite a bit of floodplain, but that site to the south we have looked at. There's quite a bit more floodplain on there. It's low. It's difficult to develop. There's some other issues with the family that owns it. So if it happens, that'll probably be one of our last phases. If something can be done down there and we can replat and extend to it, if this developer decides to purchase that, we really feel like it could be on its own, stand on its own kind of thing. It would be difficult to develop, in other words. So I do agree with the waiver.
Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, this just applies to the western portion of the plat. 'Cause
Correct.
you are showing a connection to Blackstone.
Correct, yeah.
So it's just there's two different unplatted properties, and it's the unplatted property you're connecting to the platted subdivision. And I believe it was discussed in the waiver that it's because of an incompatible land use. So that's something for the committee to take into consideration. Is it seems that the code does allow for some leeway with incompatible land uses, and even though it's unplatted property.
Okay. City Fire, are you okay with these two waivers?
Jose O'Cady's Wichita Fire, yes.
Thank you. Any other questions for the applicant or agent? Yes, Commissioner Mader.
Yeah, okay, this one's on. As someone who rides a couple thousand miles a year on a bicycle, this really kind of gets my attention. So what are you proposing on this sidewalk in the way of amenities that would be on a fully developed bike path?
We're not proposing anything. We were providing it through the standard sidewalk policy through the city. Now, if you look at the cost, if the city goes in there and builds a bike path through the floodplain area, they're building a 10-foot path and they're putting their own amenities in there. The developer never pays for any of that. In this scenario, what I'm trying to describe is there's already a 5-foot sidewalk through there. They could just add another 3 to 5 feet and whatever amenities they want to, and that's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper than going through a floodway area with trees, the potential of maintenance of that, because, they're going through a floodway area, so.
Okay, I'd like to hear what Philip has to say
Yeah.
before I go any farther.
Considering this is a preliminary plat, and our bike ped guru who knows a lot more about what the plan was intending and what acceptable alternatives could be, it could be possible to, instead of removing the language entirely from this stage, it has to come back as a final. It would give an opportunity to have further discussion with the director of planning and essentially maybe possibly formulate how it could become acceptable to provide amenities throughout the subdivision versus an actual bikeway down the floodplain, to where, I guess my recommendation would be to leave it in at this time, knowing it could be then addressed at the final plat stage. If you remove it now and they submit a final plat in conformance essentially to what was approved by the final plat, you really don't have the opportunity to put it back in. Does that make sense? If you leave it in now, there could be further conversation between now and the final plat, and then it can be addressed at the final plat stage. Does that make sense, Chris?
Yes.
Because then we can get Scott involved in the conversation, figure out what alternatives could be with what you're describing of the sidewalk along the streets. And that way we're not essentially taking out the opportunity to require something.
Okay, well, with Philip's input, I'll go ahead. I'm finished with my questions for now.
Okay, other questions for the agent? All right.
Thank you.
Does anyone from the public wish to speak on this? Seeing none? Yes, Philip?
I just have one more clarification for Greg. On item E, number 5, it states a left turn lane at the entrance of Snook and St. Teresa. Should Snook read 21st Street? Because I believe there'd need a left turn lane on 21st Street to get onto St. Teresa, which is an entrance into the subdivision. because I don't think Snook and St. Teresa intersect with each other.
That
Am
was
I reading or seeing that wrong?
county's comment, so I'll let,
Well, I think what he's saying is that we have Snook Street, that's on the west side of the floodway, that needs a left turn lane, and St. Teresa
I
has
see
to
what-
have that.
I
That's
see
what
you're
I
saying.
interpreted.
So two left turn lanes, one at Snook and one
One
St.
straight,
Teresa
yeah.
on 21st Street. The
Yep.
lack of 21st Street in the comment was throwing me off of thinking there was an intersection between those two streets and it
Yeah,
made sense.
that's,
Okay,
at least that's how I read it. but-
okay, no, now that makes more sense of having one at each of those entrances on 21st Street.
That's correct.
Okay, so I think if I heard you correctly, even if we approve this, it's going to go through another process and come back.
Correct. If you were to remove it now, they could submit a final plat that meets the standards of what the preliminary plat was, and it'd be probably harder to put it back in. If you leave it in now, there would be opportunity for the massaging of the information and address it at the final plat stage of what the final thing would look like, whether it includes that language or then that language could be removed at the final plat stage, depending on how it plays out.
Everybody understand? Yeah. Okay. What's your pleasure?
I would move that we accept it as, with the staff comment, and absolutely including leaving in the items 1 and 2.
And the waivers.
And the waivers as requested. Thank you.
Okay. Do we get a second before?
To find out if we could also state that there's gonna be continuous discussion on them items 1 and 2 between staff and the applicant for the final plat.
Right, so you're approving it per staff comment at this time, so those are in there with the understanding that even with items under E, continued discussion with the applicant regarding the staff comment that is being approved, knowing they could be adjusted at the final plat stage.
Yes.
Are you, Bob, you second? Okay. You did first, but, okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Mader and a second by Commissioner Dool. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 7-0. Our next item is subdivision 2025-55. It's a one-step final plat on Stone Post Addition, located at the southwest corner of West 63rd Street and K42. It's in the county. Can we have a staff report, please?
morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff here to present Stone Post Edition. If you go to the plat, please. This is a one-step final plat for a 7-lot residential subdivision in the county. There are no waivers requested by the applicant. Go through staff comments. Item A, MABCD. This was in Sedgwick County Rural Water District Number 4. So a feasible request to connect to water. A memo has been issued for water wells and on-site sewage. Item B, stormwater plan was submitted with the plat. I did receive confirmation from County Stormwater Management yesterday that there are minor changes to the drainage plan that need to be revised. And he is confident that those revisions can be revised early next week. And so he is fine with approval of the plat, depending on those changes being made by next week. Item C, Sedgwick County Fire standard comment regarding service drive code compliance. Item B, Public Works request changes to access and states the access opening along K42 must be approved by KDOT. Item E, some minor text changes needed. Item F, county surveyor will need to review the plat prior to Mylar submittal. Item G, this plat is not served by Evergy. And item H, Sedgwick County Electric Co-op to review the plat and will not need additional easements. So with that, I will stand for questions.
Okay, questions from commission members or advisory committee? Seeing none, we'll ask the agent to come forward. Please state your name and address. You'll have 10 minutes.
Dan Garber with Garber Surveying Service, agent for the applicant. Address is 544 West Douglas here in Wichita. The only issues with this, as Greg mentioned, the drainage plan has not been fully approved yet, but should be early next week. The other item is the access to Lot 5 using an existing field entrance off of K42. K42 does not have complete access control at this time. We're planning to dedicate that as requested by the county. We've contacted KDOT and we've been passed around to a few offices, and it's currently in Topeka being studied to make sure we can get a permit for that access opening. So based on staff comments, this would be approved contingent upon receiving that access approval from KDOT. Otherwise, we're in agreement with all the staff comments and stand for any questions.
Okay. Any questions from commission or advisory members? Yes, county public works.
Daniel Schramm with Sedgwick County Public Works. I just want to make sure that we're clear that access to K42, if it's not approved, there's not enough access openings on here for that lot to even have access through other lots, given the service drive code from the fire district. So definitely contingent on that KDOT request.
Correct. And if we don't get approval of that access opening, probably it'll constitute a redesign of the plat.
Okay. Other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone from the public like to speak on this? Okay. Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the commission members for action.
Move to approve per staff comments.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Williams Bay and a second by Commissioner Klontz. Yes.
Just for clarification, could you add to the motion that it's definitely contingent upon KDOT's approval of the access and the dedication? I know that's what Daniel has said, but just for the record.
Okay,
My second includes that as well.
all right. The motioner made a affirmative and the second made an affirmative. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass 7-0. Okay, we're up to item number 6, Subdivision 2025-56. This is a one-step final plat for the Sage 2 Estates, located at the intersection of South 247th Street West and K42. It's in the county. Can we have the staff report, please?
Morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff, here to present Sage 2 Estates. If you go to the plat, please. This is a 6-lot residential subdivision in the county. There is one waiver requested, and that is from lot depth to width ratio for lots 5 and 6, Block A. Go through staff comments, MABCD. This is located in Sumner County Rural Water District number 5, so a feasible connection to rural water is suggested, recommended. Memo has been issued for water wells and sewage. Item B, county stormwater management drainage plan was submitted with the plat. I have gotten confirmation from county stormwater management that there are minor revisions, and those should be revised and approved early next week. So county stormwater management is fine with the plat moving forward with those changes. Item C, county fire's comment regarding service drive code compliance. Item D, approves of access controls and dedications and states access control needed along K42. Item E, planning, just some minor text changes. Item F, county stormwater or county surveying, comment on final plat, time of Mylar submittal. Item G, the plat is not served by Evergy. And item H, Sub County Electric Co-op will not need additional easements. So with that, I stand for questions.
Okay. Questions from commission members or advisory board members? Seeing none, thank you. Have the agent come forward. Same deal, 10 minutes, name and address.
Dan Garber, Garber Surveying, 544 West Douglas here in Wichita, agent for the applicant. We are in agreement with staff comments on this one. We still need to add the complete access control along K42. We're in conversation with KDOT because there is another field entrance on this side of the highway near the southwest corner of Lot 1. We don't need it for the access to Lot 1 because there's only 6 lots and we have 2 openings off of South 247th. But we're waiting to hear back from them before we put the complete access control. Hopefully, they will allow that one opening. I stand for any questions.
Okay, have you talked to county stormwater about their issues yet?
The engineer has, yeah, and they're in close communication. They think they can have that early next week. There were some kind of comments that they had.
The county stormwater engineer is comfortable with this moving forward.
Okay,
It's very close.
thank you. Other questions? Thank you, sir. Anyone from the public like to speak on this? Okay. Bring it back to commission members. What's your pleasure?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve for staff comments. With the understanding of the drainage plan will be approved by the time we hear it again,
And the waiver.
and also the waiver.
Okay. Yes, second. Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Johnson, a second by Commissioner Dool. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes 7-0. I think we're up to our last plat. Subdivision 2025-57 is a one-step final plat for Oliver Square, located at the southeast corner of East Central Avenue and North Oliver Avenue. It's in the city. We have the staff report, please.
Morning, Greg Sharon, planning staff here to present Oliver Square. This is a 2-lot subdivision within the county, and it also is within PUD for mixed-use commercial marketplace. There are no waivers requested by the applicant. Go through staff comments. Public Works and Utilities just has some notes regarding utilities and connections. Item B, drainage plan was submitted and that has been approved. So the drainage plan has been approved. Item C, standard fire comment regarding hydrants based on building. Item D, traffic engineering. Traffic engineering had a meeting with the agent, I believe last week. So the comments that are in the staff report are no longer applicable. And so new comments have been added, so I will go through those real quick. Item 1, in discussion with the applicant, traffic engineering requests 5 foot of contingent right-of-way along Central with a contingent 20-foot corner clip in the southeast corner of Central and Oliver. Item 2, in discussion with the applicant, traffic engineering approves 10-foot of right-of-way to be vacated along Bleckley instead of the 11th that was initially proposed. Item 3 will require a driveway closure certificate for existing approaches And item 4, they will need to dimension the opening of the remaining existing easement drive approach from Central. Item 5, access controls along Bleckley are not needed since it is not an arterial street. And those revised comments will be presented in the final MAPC staff report. Item E, standard comment regarding irrigation wells from environmental health. Item F, additions and text changes needed. Item G, county surveying comment on the final plat, Mylar submittal, and item E, Evergy will not need to request additional easements. So with that, I stand for questions.
Okay. Questions from commission members or advisory board members? Yes. We should just pass out bullhorns. This will work.
Only Van White.
Testing. All right. This is Chris from City of Wichita Public Works and Utilities. The language for water meter removal has been included in the report, but I forgot to request a water meter removal certificate. So if I can get that signed, I'd appreciate it. Thanks.
Kim Edgington, PSC Consulting, 2532 North Cardinal Drive, Wichita, Kansas. We are in agreement with staff's comments. We appreciate all the work that city staff has put in with us on trying to figure out the compromises on this plat. So we're glad to come to some agreements there. Chris, we can get the certificate. That's no problem. I would be glad to stand for any questions if you have them.
Okay. Anyone have questions for the agent? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone from the public wish to speak on this? Okay, see none. Yes, Commissioner Johnson.
I move to approve for staff comments.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Johnson and a second by Commissioner Mader. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 7-0. Okay, now we will move into our vacation items. And as we mentioned before, agenda item number 8 has been deferred, so we will go to agenda item number 9. This is a vacation request in the city to vacate platted reserve platters text on property zoned SF5 single-family residential. It's generally located west of South 143rd Street East and approximately 950 feet north of East Pawnee Road.
Good morning.
Have
Samuel.
a staff report.
Good morning. Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. This is vacation 2025-00043 is a request in the city to vacate platters text to allow for different ownership of the Plat Reserve A, USD 259 5th edition. The ownership and maintenance responsibilities would be transferred to Lot 1, Block A of the Prairie Rose Estates edition to the south. According to the plat as written, all reserves within USD 259 5th edition are to be owned and maintained by the owner of Lot 1, Block A of that edition. Reserve A would still be restricted for use for open space, landscaping, lakes, berms, floodplain and floodway, drainage purposes and utilities. No buildings may be constructed or placed within the floodway, or any fill, change of grade, creation of channel, or other work may be carried without carried out without permission of the engineer of the governing body. There is a 10-foot Kansas gas easement located along the north portion of the reserve. This vacation of pliers text would not affect that easement. Public Works and Utilities, Fire, Stormwater, Traffic Engineering do not note any objections, nor have any objections been noted from the franchise utilities. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Okay. You probably went over this, but I was trying to get caught up. It says comments from Sedgwick County Public Works and Sedgwick County Fire have not been received. Have you received those now, or are we gonna talk about it here?
This is vacation 43, or should be 43. 38 was the deferred case. Okay. We should be on vacation 33, or 43, rather.
While they're checking this out, anybody else have questions for staff? Sedgwick County Fire Department, do you know if you've responded to this? Okay.
Sir, I don't see in the staff report, I don't see any comments from Sedgwick County Fire because it's in the city. We're on vacation 43 for platter sticks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, any more questions for staff? See none, we'll call the applicant or agent up. See applicant or agent here? Guess we should have asked that beforehand.
It does not appear that they are here, sir. Though they're not here, it does not appear that anybody from the Utility Advisory Committee has any issues. And they're changing ownership, and the people who would be obtaining the ownership obviously would be agreeing to own it and maintain it, because they're looking to change the ownership from the school district to a private property owner next door. What I'm getting is I don't see the need that this would have to be deferred. I feel like it could move forward based on the information presented.
Okay, I'm not hearing real well. We're gonna go on with this, is that it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. The advisory board, do you have any comments on this? Okay, hearing none. No agent, do we?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve for staff comments.
Well, is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak on this? I guess we have to ask that. Doesn't look like it. So we'll bring it back to the commission members.
I move to approve for staff comments.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Johnson, a second by Commissioner Williams-Bay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same. Passes. Next, we will talk about vacation request 2025-44. It's a vacation request in the county of a 35-foot right-of-way generally located on the east side of North 47th Street East and within 650 feet north of East 93rd Street North. Can we have the staff report?
Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2025-00044 is a request to vacate a 35-foot contingent street right-of-way which runs along the south lot line of Lot 1, Block A of the Angels Landing Addition. The subject site is addressed as 9500 and 9530 North Oliver and is zoned RR Rural Residential. It's located on the east side of North Oliver Avenue, otherwise known as North 47th Street East, and within 650 feet north of East 93rd Street North. The purpose of the request is to eliminate a restriction to the location of a water well. This contingent street right-of-way was platted in 2002. The property to the south, which would constitute the other half of the right-of-way, has not been platted, and therefore this is not, the contingent right-of-way has not been completed. Property at 9530 North Oliver has access through 9500 North Oliver via an access easement on the north side of the property. This vacation would not impact access to the property or to properties to the south. Sedgwick County Public Works did provide comment after the staff report was printed. Access control is recommended to be extended over the vacation area. Staff has not received comment from Sedgwick County Fire. Comments from franchise utilities have been received and no objections have been noted. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Okay, any questions from the commission members? Advisory board members, any questions? Okay, thank you. Are you the applicant or agent?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, please state your name and address and you'll have 10 minutes.
My name is Tom Schaefer. I'm residing at 9500 North Oliver Street. This plat, or this easement, the person that platted this is not available for comment. She's passed. The person I bought this from, this property from in 2019, I'm not sure he was married to her at the time, but he's passed also. I could never find any idea of why they did this, because as far back as 2005, I did the GeoViewer, whatever the county has. I think it goes to 2005.
Could you use the mouse? Is it working, Philip?
No, since
Okay,
we're
you can
projecting
point.
from the laptop, he can point.
This is my drive-in. This is 95, this is 9530. This drive-in has been in view on GeoViewer since 2005. So if they plotted this as an entrance for, I guess, a roundabout in the subdivision, it was never used. This house, 9530, I think, was built in 05. My house was built in 2002. Right after it was platted, that entrance was never put in. It's always been in the center of this property. And myself and Mike, we think it's useless and it's a hindrance to whatever else we'd like to do with our property, because it restricts that much whatever we want to do. And we request that it be vacated and erased.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in here now. I think we're a little confused here. Didn't we just approve that one, Philip? Is that the way you understood it?
No, this is the item under consideration now. The one prior was for platter's text with the USD 259 edition. This is vacation 44 for the contingent street right-of-way that was platted and hasn't been used. So the request is to vacate an unused contingent street dedication. The property owner on the rear half has an access easement through the other property, so no access is being denied, and Public Works is requesting that access control be dedicated over the vacation area so that an entrance can't be opened there in the future. If we're getting rid of the contingent right-of-way, then we need to make sure no entrance is there in the future.
Okay, well, here's what I'm confused about. I thought when we asked for the applicant or agent on the last one and they weren't here, well, he was actually the agent, so we went ahead and passed that.
No,
Did we not?
He's one of the property owners on this vacation.
Yeah, I believe what the thing is, sir, is that this came up, or the first one came up, but it was mistakenly put up under item 43.
Okay. My mistake. Anything else you would like to comment about?
No, thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for the applicant or agent? Yes.
Agree with staff comments? Do you agree with staff comments?
Sir, I'm not sure I read staff comments.
Sam, can you let him read those real quick?
Where's the comments? This section down here.
I did too.
Sir, as I read that, I understand that if, further development has requirements, and on my property, the west property here, I plan to do nothing along that line. It's going to stay exactly the way that is as long as I have it, and I don't plan on moving ever until it's a 6 foot under. So I agree with staff comments.
Thank you.
I will comply with any requirements the county has for further development, but there isn't going to be any for me.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much.
That's it.
Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak on this besides the owner? Okay, we'll bring it back to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna approve this item for staff comment.
Does your motion include the
Okay.
item to include dedication of access control?
Yes.
Philip, if I may, or if we could get clarification from Public Works first, because the comment was recommended control, not required.
Okay.
Yeah, we would, this is Daniel with Sedgwick County Public Works. We would like to have complete access control across the opening that was there for the contingent right-of-way.
Okay. You made a motion?
Yes.
And Doug, you seconded. All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Johnson to approve this per staff comments. We have a second by Commissioner High. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. So you're good.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks for coming down. So now I'm gonna have to figure out where we are.
We're on item 11, vacation 2545.
Okay. Our next vacation case is 2025-45. Everybody agree? All right. It's a vacation request in the city of a portion of a platted 20-foot drainage and utility easement located at the northeast corner of Fairmount Avenue and Thunder Street. Can we have a staff report, please?
It's at West Irving and South Seneca. We're at vacation 2545, sir.
You're on the revised agenda. We're all using the old.
Yeah, vacation 2545 is a vacation in the city for a 13-foot utility easement located at West Irving and South Seneca.
Did I read the wrong one?
I think we should just go based off of case number and not agenda item at this point. So yeah, vacation 2545 is the next item.
Okay, let's have the staff report on vacation item 2025-45.
Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2025-00045 is a request in the city to vacate a plaid utility easement running on either side of a north-south property line between Lot 1 of the Laughlin Kennedy Edition and Lot 4 of the Parkers Edition. Sites are addressed as 1106 South Seneca and 1015 West Irving, located at the corner of West Irving and South Seneca. The property is zoned LC Limited Commercial and developed with commercial uses. Adjacent properties are zoned MF29 Multifamily Residential and developed with residential uses. Purpose of the vacation is to allow for an expansion of the existing building to the east. There are no additional easements, public water or sewer lines on the property which will be affected by the request. Public Works and Utilities, Fire, Stormwater, and Traffic Engineering do not have any objections, nor have any objections been noted from the franchise utilities. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Okay. Questions from staff, from commission members? Comments from the advisory board members? Okay, thank you. Applicant or agent, come forward. Name and address and 10 minutes.
Kim Edgington, PSC Consulting, 2532 North Cardinal Drive, Wichita, Kansas. We are in agreement with staff comments. I will stand for any questions.
Okay. Any questions from commission members? Advisory board? Thank you. Anyone from the public want to speak on this? Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve this with per staff comments.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Zimbelman, a second by Commissioner Johnson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Pass 7-0. Let's move up to vacation item 2025-46. Go.
Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2025-00046 is a request in the city to vacate a portion of a platted 20-foot drainage and utility easement located on the west side of Lot 1, Block A of the Falcon Falls East 3rd Edition. It's located at the northeast corner of Fairmount Avenue and Thunder Street, within 400 feet of North Hillside Avenue. The site is zoned PUD planned unit development, developed with 2 residential structures. The purpose of the vacation is to remove a conflict between the easement and the house which is under construction. GIS mapping shows the sanitary sewer in the subject easement. This is located outside the vacation area. There's also a platted 20-foot drainage and utility easement along the east property line and an 8-foot drainage and utility easement along the north property line. Those easements will remain and will not be impacted by this vacation request. Wichita Fire, Stormwater, and Traffic Engineering do not object. None of the franchise utilities have noted any objections either. However, Wichita Public Works and Utilities have a comment that they agree to the vacation, provided that the limits of the vacation are modified as shown in the staff report, and additional utility easement is dedicated as shown in the vacation exhibit. With that, I will stand for any questions.
Okay. Any questions from commission members? Advisory board comments? Okay, thank you. Applicant or agent, come forward, please. Name and address, 10 minutes.
Chris Rose with Boffman Company, agent for the applicant, 315 Ellis, Wichita, Kansas, 67211. The applicant agrees with staff comments, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Questions from the commission members? Seeing none. Advisory board members? Thank you. Anyone from the public want to speak on this? Okay, bring it back to the commission.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve per staff comment.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Klontz and a second by Commissioner Johnson. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? 7-0. Our final case of the day is vacation 2025-47. Can we have a staff report?
Samuel Dietz, presenting planner. Vacation 2025-00047 is a request in the city to vacate a 35-foot setback along the north and west sides of Lot 1, Block A, and the 35-foot setback along the west side of Lot 4, Block A, both in the Wildcat Kellogg addition. Additionally, a portion of right-of-way along East Kellogg Drive, abutting the north property line of Lot 1, Block A, is proposed to be vacated. A utility easement will cover that vacation area of the right-of-way. The property is located at the southeast corner of East Kellogg and South Wildcat Lane. The property is addressed as 9901 East Kellogg and Zone GC General Commercial within Community Unit Plan CUP DP-347. The purpose of the request is to allow for zoning and CUP setbacks to apply, straighten the street right-of-way, and to provide an easement for water. The building setbacks and right-of-way are shown on the face of the CUP drawing. However, the applicant has submitted a concurrent CUP amendment to incorporate that right-of-way and set setbacks at 20 feet along East Kellogg and 10 feet along South Wildcat Lane. Both of these setbacks will exceed the Unified Zoning Code requirements of a 20-foot front setback and 0-foot street side setback within the GC district. Traffic engineering, fire, and stormwater do not object to the vacation. Public Works and Utilities has a 20-inch water main located within the right-of-way and agrees to the right-of-way vacation provided that an easement is dedicated in its place. Additionally, the northern 20 feet of the building setback line should be retained following the proposed vacated right-of-way line. Comments from franchise utilities. Kansas Gas does not object and has no lines or equipment. AT&T has a manhole in the proposed right-of-way vacation area. Any relocation will be at the applicant's expense. Cox has equipment and buried lines in the setback and street right-of-way, but has no objection so long as the easement along Wildcat Lane and the private road going east from Wildcat Lane is not changing. Any relocation of lines or equipment, again, will be at the applicant's expense. Evergy has no objection and does not have any items in the areas that the applicant is requesting to vacate. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Okay, questions for staff from commission members? Comments from the advisory board members? Okay, applicant or agent, please come forward. You have 10 minutes. State your name and address.
Good morning, Brian Lindeback, MKEC Engineering, 411 North Webb Road, on behalf of the owner and applicant. And we are in agreement with staff comments. I have provided staff with an easement that will get recorded with this case. And then we also have our CUP that will be on Planning Commission next week. And that has the setbacks established on it. So with that, I'll stand for any questions.
Okay, questions from commission members? Yes, advisory board?
Will the building setback on the CUP, to change that in the future, will that be a administrative adjustment or will that go through this planning commission?
I suppose if someone wanted to, they could adjust it within, the appropriate amount, but I don't think that will be necessary given what we have planned for the site, so. But it will be a documented setback on the CUP.
We'd still like to keep the building setback, I don't know, maybe keep the building setback as something to where it has to go through this commission to be vacated in the future so that we have a chance to review.
I would just probably recommend that whenever an adjustment ever comes through, that it would just be vetted through the planning department / public works department if there's a concern of that. But I wouldn't anticipate it with the geometries that we have, so I don't see that happening.
J.R. Cox, Metropolitan Planning. I understand what you're asking for, but there are abilities to ask for minor adjustments that are already provided for by code. And I don't know that we could restrict that via this case. If there's an amendment going through currently, that might be something that could be placed into the CUP document via the amendment, but apparently that hasn't been asked for at this point. I do understand what you're saying. We could possibly do that via the adjustment. The problem would be if it's 4 or 5 or 10 years down the line and we're not here. Right? It would be probably forgotten, and the adjustments normally aren't unless there's an issue that we see as we do the adjustment. So let's say they want to go down, I think we could do 20%, I think, by adjustment. And let's say that 20% gets right over a sewer line. I would anticipate that the planner working on it would then contact you.
The other option would be, this current request is to vacate the platted setback altogether and let the zoning and CUP setback apply. It could be that the platted setback be reduced from 35 to 20, so a platted setback still remains, so that any further reduction would require a vacation of the reduced platted setback in the future.
Excuse me, but that won't work in this scenario because we're vacating right away, so that setback would then follow the new right of way. So I wouldn't have any trouble putting some language on the CUP to just say that it comes back to, if any adjustments happen, that they need to be, to that setback on that lot, that it needs to go to Public Works for review as well. I have no problem with that. But to change from a vacation case to the setback, as you can see, the setback isn't going to follow the right of way. So if we do something different, I don't know.
It wouldn't on Kellogg, but it would on Wildcat. And legal and the zoning administrator discussing some things.
I was asking if they would have to file to amend the CUP.
They have a concurrent amendment right now, yep.
And that's what JR was explaining to me.
So I think what the agent is saying is through the amendment, we could require, and this would be at planning commission next week, that we could require language on the CUP that requires an amendment for a setback reduction, which would go through planning commission and not be just an adjustment.
Or perhaps we could just add a note that it requires any changes to the setbacks on that lot would need to get Public Works approval via adjustment or amendment.
Would that alleviate your concern?
Yes, but our original request was to keep 20 feet of building setback that followed the original right-of-way line.
So if an easement is being dedicated in the right-of-way area, you want 20 feet of setback from that off the easement?
Yeah, that was our request.
And so, just for clarification, so having 20 feet off of the very north line of Kellogg is problematic. You want 20 feet off of the diagonal, the existing right-of-way line as a building setback.
Our water line jogs down a little bit, so we'd like a little bit of room.
We've surveyed that water line and we know where it's at. We have plenty of setback for that water line, and there's an easement on top of the water line. So I don't see any reason why we need to differ from what the CUP is that we've submitted. There's plenty of protection for that water line. When I read the staff report, my interpretation was off the right of way, the new right of way, not off of the existing right of way. That's why I didn't, I was agreeable when the staff report came to me because I was understanding that differently.
J.R. Cox, Metropolitan Planning. So it sounds like we have an issue here where there was maybe some level of misunderstanding and perhaps it not being clear what was being asked for. I don't know that that's going to get worked out here in the next few minutes. I think I would recommend deferral.
I'd like to review this with staff and have it get an agreement set in place before Planning Commission.
So I'm only hearing about half of this. What is the request now?
So if I'm understanding correctly, one party thought the new setback would parallel the new right-of-way line. And I think Public Works was wanting the new setback to follow and parallel the existing right-of-way line. So there's going to be a difference north to south of where that setback really is.
Commissioner Johnson.
Staff, we could go ahead and approve this with the understanding that the applicant and engineering will have to get together and revise this request before it can go to the full Planning Commission meeting.
Never mind. I was gonna say okay, I don't know why I'm getting a lot of feedback. Since it's only related to the setback, the effects on the amendment to the community plan would not be an issue because there's an understanding that the vacation of the right-of-way is okay. So the inclusion of the right-of-way into the community unit plan is still okay. It's just a matter of the setbacks. And so the application for the community unit plan amendment would have to be considered as well, depending on the outcome of the conversation with the vacation.
And I think to Commissioner Johnson's point, if they approve it now, subject to the issues being resolved by the time it goes to Planning Commission, and which would be, it'd be heard at the same time, basically, same meeting. that probably would be another workable solution.
No, I agree.
Public Works is okay with that?
Yeah, we're okay with that.
Want to make that motion? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone from the public who'd like to speak on this topic? If not, seeing none, we'll bring it back to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve for staff comments with the understanding the setback will be decided between the applicant and engineering before planning commission meeting.
That was you? Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Johnson, a second by Commissioner High. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes 7-0. We're adjourned.